She appeared out of nowhere, like a ghost watching from the tree line. Every single day for almost 2 weeks, this muscular pit bull would sit there, just staring at our house. And honestly, it was kind of creepy at first. But what made people even more nervous was the fact that I had just brought home my newborn son, Jake, from the hospital 3 days before she showed up. I first noticed her when I was sitting on the porch with baby Jake in my arms. He was only 3 months old, this tiny, precious bundle, and there, about 50 yards away, was this pit bull. Brindle coat, powerful build, and these incredibly intelligent eyes that seemed to be studying us. My neighbor saw her too and immediately panicked. "Oh my God, is that a pit bull with your baby out here? You need to call animal control right now." That's the thing about pit bulls. People see the breed first, not the individual dog. They see the headlines, the stigma, the fear. But I saw something different in those eyes. I saw curiosity, not aggression. "Hey girl, come here," I called out softly. But the moment I moved, she bolted, disappeared into the woods like she was never there. My husband was worried. "Babe, I don't know about this. A pit bull hanging around with Jake being so small?" But our cat, Shadow, a gorgeous black and gray tabby who's usually terrified of dogs, seemed oddly calm. She'd sit in the window watching the tree line, not hissing, just observing. Animals know things we don't. Days passed and this pattern continued, but I started to notice something specific. She wasn't just watching me, she was watching how I held Jake, how I fed him, how I protected him. When I'd cradle him, her ears would perk up. When he'd cry and I'd rock him, she'd take a step closer. She was studying us, vetting us, making sure we were good people before she decided to trust us. I started leaving food out near the tree line. Then one morning the food was gone, and there she was, closer this time, maybe 30 yards away instead of 50. My neighbor confronted me. "Are you seriously feeding that thing? That's a pit bull with a baby in the house?" Other neighbors started talking too. The judgment was real, but I wasn't feeding a pit bull. I was feeding a scared, hungry dog who clearly needed help. I started talking to her from the porch while Jake slept in my arms. "Hey, pretty girl, you looking for a home? We don't judge here." Shadow, our tabby cat, started doing something strange. She'd go outside and sit on the porch railing, completely unbothered by the pit bull's presence. One day, Shadow just looked at her, slow blinked, and went back to grooming. It was like the cat was giving her approval. After about 10 days, something incredible happened. Jake was having tummy time on a blanket in the yard, and the pit bull came closer than ever before. She laid down about 3 feet from us and just watched Jake with the gentlest expression I've ever seen on a dog. I know some of you watching this might think I'm insane. A pit bull near a 3-month-old? But here's what people don't understand. Breed doesn't determine behavior. Individual temperament does. This dog showed nothing but gentle curiosity. Should all pit bulls be feared because of their breed, or should we judge each dog individually? What do you think? By the way, if you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, I'm honestly a bit disappointed. We share these stories to break stereotypes and show real love. Just hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. 3 days later, she walked right up to us, sat down next to the blanket where Jake was lying, and just looked at him, then at me, asking permission. I nodded. "It's okay, sweet girl. You can say hi." She leaned down and very gently sniffed Jake's tiny hand. He grabbed her ear in that way babies do, yanking it without knowing his strength. She didn't flinch, just stayed perfectly still and let this baby manhandle her. That's when I knew. This dog wasn't dangerous. She was a guardian. "Welcome home," I whispered. "Your name is Scout." From that day on, Scout became Jake's unofficial nanny.
She went straight to his nursery and found a spot right next to his crib. When Jake would cry at night, Scout would nudge my bedroom door open, come to my bedside, and stare at me until I got up. Then she'd walk me to his room, like, "Come on, the baby needs you." As Jake grew from 3 months to 6 months to a year old, Scout was there for every milestone. First smile, Scout was lying next to him. First laugh, Scout had just licked his toes. First time sitting up, Scout was positioned behind him like a furry cushion in case he fell backward. Shadow became part of this guardian squad too. She'd sleep on the opposite side of Jake's crib from Scout. If anyone came to the door, Shadow would meow and Scout would position herself between the door and Jake. They worked as a team. The neighbors eventually came around, but some never did. I'd take Jake and Scout for walks, and people would cross the street. One woman even said loudly, "I can't believe she has that dog around her baby. Some people shouldn't be parents." But Jake thrived. Scout never showed 1 ounce of aggression. Now, Jake is almost 2 years old, and Scout is still his constant companion. When he learned to walk, Scout walked beside him, letting him grab her collar for balance. When he started talking, Scout was his third word after Mama and Dada. When he plays, Scout plays too, always gentle, always aware of her strength around him. She physically has to be touching him. When he's watching TV, her head is on his lap. When he's sleeping, she's pressed against his bed. It's like she needs that constant connection to make sure he's okay. And her face when she looks at him, pure love. Her mouth opens in what I swear is a smile. She'll do these gentle play bows, inviting him to chase her. Then she'll let him catch her and carefully cover his face in kisses while he giggles uncontrollably. Shadow watches all this with typical cat judgment, but I've caught her curled up with both Scout and Jake on the couch more times than I can count. This pit bull, this tabby cat, and this little boy, the most unlikely family, but the most perfect one. That dangerous pit bull who stalked us for 2 weeks, she wasn't a threat. She was searching for a purpose, and she found it in protecting a 3-month-old baby boy who's now growing up with the best guardian he could ever ask for. So here's my question for you. Should we judge dogs by their breed stereotypes or by who they show themselves to be? Drop your thoughts below.